Welcome to Gotham.
Cenobites.
The first rule of Fight Club is, you do not talk about Fight Club. The second rule of Fight Club is, you do not talk about Fight Club. If this is your first night at Fight Club, you have to fight.
Welcome back, everybody, to another video. You clicked on Gotham Cenobites. I'm Terry.
I am Lindsay.
This is another statue showdown, which I think this one's gonna be a little harder.
I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, I've been prepping, looking at all the videos and pictures all week, and it's like, yeah, this is gonna be more difficult than I thought. But we're talking about the Prime 1 Merciless and the XM Merciless. I know you probably already know that because of all the crap I have in the intro. It was long and worth it. But if you're unfamiliar, the Prime 1 Merciless was actually our first video together on the channel where you filmed me unbox it.
Yes, that was really fun. That was a great time, and this is by far my favorite statue in the collection. Yeah.
Still your favorite?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know, it was my least favorite, but honestly, it being on the desk, and it's what I see the most, he's definitely probably in my top 3, I would say, of the metal line.
Wow, that really moved up a lot.
Yeah. When they all get here, I'll do a whole, another video where I rank them.
Yeah.
But anyways, so yeah, we unboxed that together, and then shortly after, I reviewed it. But haven't seen any of the XM in hand, and I gotta say, I'm probably going to be a little more XM friendly now that I've actually seen XMs in person. I know these probably look amazing in person as well. And friend of the channel, Demetrius, did do a review for us on the red Merciless throne. I'll go ahead and put that tag up there too. So I feel like we've kind of seen it, and I feel like the red Merciless throne kind of really surprised me by how good it looks.
Yeah, I agree completely. That one was really, like, wow factor.
Yeah, and when we get further into the pictures doing this comparison, we'll talk more about XM changed up their statue a bunch when they finally got it done and shipped. But we put a poll up earlier last week with Prime 1 Merciless XM or both, and Prime 1 and both tied. So, like I said, I'm a little more lenient. I feel like this time more lenient than I thought I was going to be. So, I'll go ahead and give a point to each based on the community poll. So, both wins, both gets a point.
Nice.
So that's where we're going to start. But yeah, we're going to go through all the topics we went through last showdown. Paint, sculpt, concept, portraits, base, everything. And at the end, we'll tally the score and I guess declare a winner to this fight. But
this is going to be a tough one.
Yes.
It's going to be close, I feel like.
Yeah.
And I love this one.
I guess you want to do like a small character history, or?
I mean, if you think it's necessary.
Well, I definitely have it, character history for this guy in my review, but the long and the short, him and Wonder Woman were together, and they defeated Ares. Ares' helmet turned him into the Merciless, and then he ultimately killed Diana to keep it. But that's just one dark multiverse, so yeah. Yes, I guess we'll get into pictures, and we'll get into doing this right now.
Alright.
Alright, so kicking it off, I did want to go just like kind of in order, showing you these pictures, just kind of the order they were released. Of course, the first one we got was the blue one by Prime 1. And next we got XM shortly after, I mean, definitely less than 6 months. They released both of theirs up front. Version A you see on this picture is blue, and then version B is the red. I gotta say, this red never appealed to me. The red we end up getting looks way better.
I agree.
It's more comic accurate too. Which I'll put pictures up. I guess we should have at least said that in the intro. But he was originally drawn red, and people kept not people in the comics before it was made public, of course, said he was clashing too much with Red Death, so they made him blue. So that's why they both released both versions. And we're not going to always have 4 statues to compare. It's just this one, and I think Red Death. When we get to that one, there's going to be 4 of that one too. But yep. And then the most recent, people are just now getting him in hand, actually, is the red version of the Merciless by Prime 1.
Really?
Yeah.
When did they come out with this?
It was probably a little less than a year ago. The ES on the red one is 100, so it was a very limited, very limited run. But yeah, I mean, you got the yellow eyeball. I mean, I guess there's some yellow in it, but yeah, we'll get to the yellow highlights when we get to the paint. But starting off right here, as you see, it's XM's in Singapore, so of course they're Singapore dollars, and I had to do some conversions. So retail price, unless you were a prestige customer, is $1,099.20 US at the time of release, and that's each. Both versions of the statue are the same price. Prime 1, well, yeah, XM's 1/4, but Prime 1 is 1/3, and he's 44 damages tall.
That was huge.
But the exclusive version of the blue comes with 3 portraits, and it's $13.99 retail. The red version, there's only one version, comes with the same 3 portraits, same price, $13.99 retail. I think I ended up paying $1,600 with shipping, going with Sideshow. But yeah, so that's the price, and now you know. If you didn't know by the long intro, then now you definitely know what statues we're going to be talking about. And so this next slide is just kind of showing you the blues and the reds, and this is time to get into tallying the points. So the first topic is concept, and I've always loved this concept because it's straight off of his origin book, or his solo book, that kind of explains his origin. Because they kind of throw the metal event at you, and you're like, who are these people? But then they finally start to release an Origins. But they're just straight off his book, and 99% of Prime 1s are all straight off their comic covers.
The comic book cover, okay.
And I loved it at the time, but then you realize he's 44 inches tall. Has that outstretched arm. And yeah, just looking at this picture, statue, full 360.
Yeah.
You want to say anything? But yeah, I mean, I originally loved the piece, but when I found out how tall it was, I kind of said, no, I can't get this one. But then XM's was a throne, so I had to go back to the drawing board.
Well, I remember seeing all of them together that first time you showed me, and I was immediately drawn to that one. I had no idea he was going to be this tall.
Yeah,
But I also think that's why he's so standout. I mean, there's several reasons why he's a standout piece. But, yeah.
Okay, and then I looked and looked and looked. XM got their concept from a few pages in the actual origin book, where he shows up and Amanda Waller kind of just like tries to nuke him, and the building gets destroyed, but he absorbs the blast, and in the rubble he has his throne, and he's sitting there carving the piece of rock of Diana's picture, which we'll get into that too. So yeah, based on a few pages towards the end of his book, that's XM's concept of him sitting on the throne. And so what do you think is the better concept as we're looking at the full 360 of the XM?
Okay, well, I will say, prior to, my bias to this particular piece, if I had both of them in front of me, I would probably go with the throne. That's difficult, because I think they're both so cool. I think he's such a warrior pose in the Prime 1, but the XM piece, I really dig the throne. I think I like the throne.
So you're going with XM for concept?
I think so, yes. Which is hard because I absolutely love this warrior-looking pose. I think it's so badass.
Well,
but I do like the throne a lot.
I do like the throne, and this is probably one of the only ones in the metal line where I wouldn't mind having one of each, but it would have to be the red throne, just because it had to be too different. Mm-hmm. But I like Prime, as much as I sit here and bitch about how tall this damn thing is, I like Prime 1's concept better than the throne, because it's straight off the cover.
Yeah.
But I really like XM's as well, and we'll get into it later, because the whole mural of the Dark Knights is on the back of the throne. But yeah, we'll get to it. I wish it was painted better, but I do like Prime 1 on their concept more.
Okay.
So right off the bat, we are still tied.
That's hard because I love this one so much.
No, it's probably going to happen here again. So now we're getting into both. We're going to grade them individually, but paint and sculpt is what we're getting into now. And I do want to shout out, I believe this Facebook is the Collector Forge. I went searching for pictures for these things, and he fortunately ordered both of them. So both of the XMs comes from him, so thank you very much for the pictures.
Awesome.
And this is the blue one. I mean, I guess we'll get into it when we get to the slide, but yeah, right here, this next picture, the chains were not shown in the promos to be rusty, and I kind of like the Prime 1's belt buckle being blue and not just silver, but the rusted chains I do like a lot. I agree completely. And I like the XM's chainmail is blue too. I didn't get a picture of that. But so yeah, this is the blue version of XM, and these next couple pictures, fairly the same pictures, but red. And as you see here in the in-hand pictures, there's definitely those gold highlights from the picture that I'm either showing you now or I've showed you in the beginning. When he was drawing red originally, he did have these gold highlights. So right off the bat, I think Prime 1 gets a notch down, in my opinion, for not doing the gold highlights.
I agree. The gold really makes it stand out.
It went from me not wanting anything to do with the red to seeing this and thinking, damn, this really looks good. So, I mean, but yeah.
We're on paint and sculpt right now?
Right.
Okay.
We're still in just the XM, so before you cast your stone,
okay,
let's finish looking at these guys. But yeah, see up close, you see this next one, I mean, the gold, it really does.
It's fantastic.
It helps. It just definitely pops.
It very much so. I mean, even the detail on the dingy, like the wear, the battle damage on it is incredible on it.
Well, I mean, Prime 1's got some too.
It does. It does. It does.
Yeah, I definitely like this red one by XM.
Yeah, I like the red.
Getting into these pictures, these were some of the pictures that I took the night we opened him. But yeah, I mean, he was definitely shocking. That was like still probably the most shocking unboxing.
Yeah.
That's in the size, but yeah. And this next slide, I mean, this portrait here is my favorite portrait. I did not get the exclusive because this is the only portrait I liked.
And that's the one with the regular the human face, or
well, the human
what was the
exclusive? The human portrait.
Okay,
yeah, which we'll get into when we get to portraits.
Okay.
But yeah, and there's the. I mean, I don't know. Not a fan of the base, but we'll get to that. But I mean, looking at this next picture, I mean, the intricacies in the armor. I mean, yeah, even the back of this helmet. It's a shame they do such good work on a lot of these pieces.
It is
that
beautiful.
You're never ever gonna get to see on the regular. But yeah,
it is a lot of detail. It's beautiful.
And now we're getting into the red one, and shout out to another person. This is it Buddha XX Bud. Anyways, thank you so much from Instagram. This is the red one in hand, and again, the yellow eyes. I mean, there's some yellow somewhere.
It's a tinge of yellow. This one's. I think this red is nice. I just don't think it has that rich ruby red that the XM has.
I mean,
I think I prefer this the Prime one in the blue.
Well, me too. I would say me too. I mean, the XM, I like the rusty chains, but yeah, overall, I prefer the Prime one in the blue and the XM in the red.
Yeah.
But again, it's really hard to find in-hand pictures because there's only 100 of them. So this was the same guy unboxing. Just kind of can see some. I mean, it's definitely shinier, or comes off shinier than XM. But yeah, so that is paint and sculpt. So I'll go first.
Yeah.
I would say overall, I give Prime 1 sculpt and XM paint. I prefer again this concept better, so I like this sculpt better. But XM, I freaking hate the paint on the base of the Prime 1. I mean, the lava is atrocious, I think. And
Did they improve that at all on the red one, or is it still exactly the same?
Exactly the same.
Oh, okay.
The gold doesn't look bad, but I wish that it was like silver. You know, more like the white Batman Beyond silver base, and then the lava is it's horrendously bad, and it's just a Prime 1 thing because they've done a lot more other pieces after this, and they have not improved their lava paint.
I don't mind the gold on the base.
Yeah, but
personally,
so I give Prime 1 sculpt, but XM paint. So what?
XM definitely gets paint for me. Sculpt. That's hard because I think they're both so beautiful the way they're both done. Ooh, that's hard. Drum roll. I'm gonna have to go with. Oh my gosh. Because I like.
That's XM, isn't it?
I think it's XM.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I don't know. The color, actually, I think it's the lighting. That looks really nice.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with red, but blue is still available on Prime 1.
Okay.
So I would think,
Hands down, I feel like blue for Sideshow.
If you want a red Merciless, hands down, go with XM.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks that he's sitting down, and you're going to have a whole line of these characters, and he's sitting down, the rest are... that's one thing that bothered me about XM, too.
I didn't think about it that way.
You can't have them battle ready like these, because one of them is just chilling.
Well, he looks like he's, like, top dog. Like, I ain't got to do shit. I already won.
It's like, go.
Exactly. Exactly.
Alright. So, the next category is going to be Best Portrait, or Best Portrait Options.
Okay.
And to me, it's head and shoulders obvious. But that's just my opinion. But on the screen first.
Maybe you should ask me first before you spill your opinion then.
Sure.
Okay.
We'll do that from now on.
Okay.
That gives me the power, though. Prime 1. Again, the exclusive blue and the only version of the red have all three same portraits. The more comic accurate with the concept, looking up with the sword. My favorite with the bat ears. And then the human portrait. So this is Prime 1.
Okay.
And next would be XM, which they only really give you two options. But I do love the option they give you with the human portrait. They let you have the helmet under his arm on the throne. So you kind of get both on the statue at the same time if you want. That's pretty cool. But I do think both of the other helmeted portraits from Prime 1 look better to me. And I'd have to see them both in person. I haven't seen either one of them. But based on pictures I've seen and reviews I've seen, I would say Prime 1's human portrait looks better to me. But what do you think?
I definitely agree. I think I like the helmet versions on the Prime 1 better. The human portrait, I feel, I don't know. From what I can tell from the photographs, I feel like I like XM's more. But overall, my vote would definitely have to go with the Prime 1 portraits.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, right back into it. One for you, one for me, and we're back to tied. You think we'd be tied this deep?
No.
No. It's not looking good for Prime 1.
The base.
Okay, so I got several pictures of the base, and again, these pictures look great. Seeing it in person, however, is a different story. But yeah, this is the lava base. This is, the paint on this column, it does look kind of dull in person. Just very muted gray, like they focused all their attention on just the Merciless. But so that's this picture, and I didn't notice until I got it in person how much white splattered stuff there is on his boot and his armor. I just didn't notice that in the promos. But even in this next picture, the base doesn't look bad.
Oh, it could be the lighting though too, maybe in the photographs.
They definitely used lighting, and they're a master painter to make this look good. And I'm not the only one that complains about this base.
Okay.
This is the back of it. Again, he loves Wonder Woman, but he killed Wonder Woman, so he wears her symbol in his. So this is his bat symbol. That's why there's the Wonder Woman logo. And now we're getting in to XM, which again, the back of the throne, this picture. I love that he's carved the mural, and you can't see all of them in this picture, but Batman Who Laughs is there, Red Death, himself.
I think that's so cool.
It is cool that he's... I do believe...
What a cool detail.
I think this mural is definitely in the book. I don't remember if it's on his throne in the book, but I love that they threw this in there, period.
Yeah.
And I know this is like the whole statue, but I'll zoom in on it. They're only going to see most of the base. But I do like the skulls around this one too. Mm-hmm. It's not looking good.
Yeah.
But yeah, and from the side here, and this is probably how I would display him, like again with the human portrait with the helmet and the sword. But
I agree.
Yeah, this base is definitely looking better. And the other side of it here to round it out. But yeah. Alright, so I will let you go first.
So for me, I agree the promo pictures, they stand out a tad bit more. Like, I don't mind the gold at the bottom. I think it's a little more muted in person.
Yeah, definitely looks more
the
glossy.
lava, I don't think it's nowhere near as bad as you say it is. But you've also said I don't have that eye.
Well,
I just feel like, the overall picture is fantastic, but if I'm only focusing on the one thing, I will say that I think the base for the XM is better.
Me too. I don't know, the base to me doesn't help the statue. That's what I think.
Do you think it takes away from it though?
I wouldn't say it takes away from it, but I mean, like Red Death his base absolutely helps this piece be like my favorite in the line. This base is nah.
Okay.
Okay, so XM gets 2 more. Alright, and I threw this picture in here kind of at the end. I mean, we're not quite at the end yet. I hope not. Fuck, we are.
Which portrait is better?
Well, this is, he carves Diana's face in the story. And with the XM, you can kind of have him holding it. You can kind of have it on the base. You can kind of just put it anywhere. As for the Prime 1, it's really big. It doesn't, to me, look like he could fit it in his hand to carve it. So it's just there to kind of help with the storytelling. But yeah, I was just showing that either way you go, you're going to get this Diana carving, this tribute.
That's cool.
But, so yeah, we are at the end. And the final category would be which one, if you can only pick one, which one would you rather own?
I still think I would rather own, and I know I gave XM a lot of points, but I still think I would go with the Prime 1. And I know that may not sound correct, but I love the statue. I think it's a beautiful piece. I love the blue. I'm just more drawn to the blue. Do I think XM did a better job with their paint, and I prefer the red on that particular statue? Yes, but I absolutely, from day one, have loved this blue, this statue.
Well, as you can tell from my wall, if you're familiar with the channel, I prefer Prime 1 in general. It sucks, like I said though, I love that they did both versions for this one, and if I could have both, if I could have room for both, it would be cool to have the red throne.
I think it would be cool to have both.
But, yeah.
It would be amazing to have the red throne. It would be amazing to have both.
So I definitely picked Prime 1 if I had to choose, but it kind of brings us to something I didn't foresee happening, and we are tied 7-7.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't even know what to do.
I think it's just...
Oh man.
They're two different paints. It's difficult, and they're two they're two different concepts. This is where I would say it's okay to have two of the same character, because I'm always fine. No, you don't need another Batman. You don't need another Batman or another.
You heard it here first.
Or another Batman who laughs. You don't need more of the same character. This is one I can justify having two, because the concepts are different. The paints are different. You know what I mean? This is the one time I would say it's okay to have a double character.
I didn't see this happening, but I mean, I think the chat or the poll was mostly for both anyway, and we're gonna have to come up in the future with some sort of tiebreaker. I just didn't think it was gonna happen. I honestly didn't. I knew.
What were you thinking would happen? XM?
I thought Prime 1 would barely win.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Damn.
That's funny.
So, it's a tie.
It's a tie. And that's okay.
I guess.
It's okay.
But,
sometimes it happens.
So the only other XM metal pieces that are in hand is Murder Machine. Red Death is out there. I think nobody in America has got him yet. But, so I don't know where we go from here. If we just start doing these without in-hand pictures or what. So I don't know exactly what's going to be next with the statue Showdown. Maybe we do that Bane you were talking about, you know. But, maybe doing these once a month, and hopefully Red Death start, you know, getting out there.
Okay.
But when we do Red Death, it's going to be two versions of that one too. They both did the red, they both did the gold. So, yeah, if you guys like the video, please hit the like button. And, God, I just can't believe that's a tie. You thought XM was going to win?
I kind of did. I kind of did. I just have such a strong bias with this particular one, but I really thought XM was going to win.
Well, you guys, I mean, I know you voted on a poll, but you vote in the comments section. Let us know which one you like more. And you heard it from her. It's okay to have both. It's okay to be both.
Let's not go that far just yet.
Well, fortunately enough for you, the edition size of both XMs is under 200, and it's sold out on XM. I'm sure if I dug, I could find it, but
I'm sure
we'll let sleeping dogs lie. But we do appreciate you guys watching.
Yes, thank you.
Regardless of what the next video is, I'm going to see a Guy Ritchie movie this weekend. I might do a reaction to that. We'll see what happens. But regardless, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye guys,
Peace.
thanks.